the ever-changing weather around the world, ever-diverse terrain and roads across the world. With Kumho Tire that has conquered all. There is no road you cannot go. Go with Kumho. Kumho Tire.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we line up for the first round of Season 12 of Split 3 of the V8 Vets in the Driver's Lounge. With me tonight at the moment, I've got Andrew Hoffy Hoffman, Ed Cullen, Mark Dial, Michael Hayes and Stephen Varga. How are we, gentlemen?
Yep, we're all good.
All good. Good to have you all with us. What I'm going to do first, before we have a quick look at the grid for this race, I'm going to quickly go to some footage of a special track guide that we had done specially for the V8 Vets from Gunther von Nordsleif. So enjoy this. And he did say to send out a special hello to Scotty Van Loon as well. So here's Gunther.
Yeah, hello and welcome to my version of the Australian nauseous life. You think this is like the Nürburgring, but yeah, it's not long enough. It's just small and puny. We come up here, we go back into second, we got on the power belt now. Then we go up into the gears into third. We go fourth then, and then we hit fifth right at the top of the hill. Then we get to the crest of the hill. We get a little bit of a wheel spin coming up over here and let it go all the way out. Then back down into third really quickly. Then jump onto the brake accelerator. We get on it nice and early. We come up through here into fourth gear. Yeah, then we go back down into third, then into second, nice and low. Get it in tight and let it go out. But then you go over quickly and short shift it into third, out wide, come up into the right hander. Gotta go up just into short shift into fourth, and you go all the way along here. Let it go out wide, dab the brakes a bit, and then you let it go out to the wall. Yeah, then you dab the brake again and you get it in tight. And if you let it go wide enough, you will hit the limiter in fourth gear. Come back down here, dab the brakes, back down into second gear, back into the dipper. What is the dipper? This is your version of the carousel. Puh, this is nothing. You come up here to the forest elbow, then you go, ooh, elbow. I had an elbow deep once. You go up here, let it go right out wide, get in the power, and you try and get as close as to the other person's rear end as possible. Oh, yeah, that look is really good, yeah. You come up here, you preach. This is not a straight. The dotting the straight at the Nürburgring is the one you want. But anyway, you come along here, then you tuck it in the right, and then you come here, you're fast on the brakes, and you start to pooping. Yeah, you're pooping here, you better get into second gear. You go up short, shift it into third. You come up along here, you're still up as close as you can. You duck down on the inside, and then, yeah, back into second. Nice and easy, but you do not want to get on the power too early, because you end up inside the big red wall. Yes, that is my lap of the Australian Nürburgring, aka Mount Panorama.
So a big thank you there to Gunther for doing that lap for us. I hope everybody enjoyed that. And he's a very big fan of the Rattler and Split 2. That's all I can say. Anyway, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that one. So let's have a quick look at the grid here before we get going in the Split 3 race. We'll bring up the grid and some quite interesting results there with Lucas Burt putting himself on pole for the first time. So a big congrats to Lucas for that one. My Mates and Sons with Braden O'Loughlin from Frog Leap Juice in there. Shane Nichols in third from Risky Racing. Sean Slater in fourth from Ratatouille. And fifth was Brett Taylor from Taylor Motorsports. Andrew Johnson from New Zealand in sixth. And seventh was Diane Feldman, which is really great to see Diane so far up the grid. Eighth was Phil Marsh from Scorpion Esports. Darren Friend in ninth. Yours truly had a shocker in 10th. 11th was Carl Pickering. Mick Rush from Scorpion Esports was back. The big man himself, Big Mick. It was good to see Mick on the grid. And then we started getting into the Anita Buckland. It was great to see Anita as well from Old Mates and Sons. And then we had Matt Vanderkram, which I think had come into the wrong server and left. And then we had the guys that didn't make it to qualifying, the pre-qual series, so they had to start from rear grid for the first race. So we had Jonathan Keeley, Paul Burns from Bogan Racing. Watched a fair bit of Paul race in the East Coast Series of last season. Darren Crosby was the wrong server. Nick Hasler from ASAC and the race director from the Pro Series was back in 18, so it's great to see Nick out racing. Brett Douglas also started from rear of the grid from Crank Esports. Lee Collin was our race director. Then we had Stephen Grumley and Jeff Eddy in the back. Safety car was Brandon McMillan, and Daniel Sheriff was on the grid as well from our Mates and Sons. So we had a reasonable grid, and what we might do now is we might actually get ourselves into the race. We'll jump on Lucas up the front, and we'll light the wicks on this one and enjoy.
Close. I want to take position.
That was a reasonable start.
Tax through the middle of the ground.
Lucas got off the line there really well, looking really good. And the sound's not coming through from iRacing. I'm not sure what's going on there. Try and sort that one out. Just bear with me.
That's why we shouldn't give you a week off, mate.
Pretty much.
Lose your knack.
Yeah, everyone's going to be saying I don't even sound. And just while we're going through that, I'll quickly jump on to Steve Gumley. Steve Gumley had a bit of an incident there with Nicholas Loveridge. Sorry, not Nicholas Loveridge, it's not his case. With Nick Hasler. That was our first incident for the night. I'll try and get this sound sorted, guys, so please bear with me if you can. I do know where it is now.
Those iRacing updates, won't it?
Be something.
You should have sound effects there. Vroom, vroom.
We can all take it in turns. I don't breathe that well at this age.
Yeah.
Next.
Hazy, you're younger, Hazy. Away you go.
Yeah, mine's more of like a worn out two-stroke sounding.
Oh, that's working. Anyway, I shouldn't be showing all that. There we go.
I stutter, so mine would be like a sick Volkswagen.
It's still not coming through in OBS. For F's sake. Yes, Roy Clark, I'm trying to lift. When you haven't got Dave Baldock, it's hard to lift.
Question is, I'll put it out there while John's sorting that out. Will it be a better season without the Banter Alliance on the grid?
How dare you?
Bit harsh.
Well, it has to go out there. I mean, soft if you ask me that they pulled out.
Who upset them?
I think the new management.
So we made it through first lap, and Lucas is still up in the top three, doing well.
Yeah, Lucas doing very well.
We get the voices, but we're not getting the car sounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on, folks.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a bit weird. We're getting voices, but no car sound.
Yeah. We should have some sound now, I believe. So, Roy, if you're out there, mate, can you let us know if you're getting some noise? And Rick, thanks for letting me know, Rick, that he was the team principal of Angry Birds, because that didn't show up on his SDK. So, yeah, thanks, mate. And, of course, Jason Fewens is still there as well.
There we go. Now it's 2 out. Oh.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Jason was the only one that took a spoonful of concrete then.
I'll leave that for you boys all to work that one out. But anyway.
I love doing that lot.
Yes. So,
Yeah,
Lucas, you're doing really well. Braden's got past him. Sean's sitting there nicely in second place. And I'll get a track map up as well, just to make life a bit easier, just so that people know where they're going around Bathurst.
Oh, come on, Lucas. Don't give it up, mate. Don't give it up.
And so I'm going to throw the first question out to Brett Douglas. How did you find your first race in V8 Vets?
Funnily enough, wasn't my first race.
There you go.
It was my first race in about 18 months, so I pretty much stopped racing for the last 18 months, so I just came back last night. So, mate, it was awesome. It was a bit daunting being chucked into split 3 back in grid. Bathurst, first race, you know how it works, right? I didn't think I'd last more than a couple of laps, but anyway, yeah, it's good. It's really good.
It was good to have you there.
Yeah, tough, man.
Definitely Bathurst is not the easiest place to show up for the first one of the season as well, so I was quite impressed with how Split 3 boys went about their business last night.
No, it was good, and you know, even the slower guys, like everyone's pretty respectful. It was really, really good. So I was really impressed with them. So
yeah, that's one of the things about Split 3 is there's a fair bit of respect shown around the field, and most guys get stuck into it and have a good battle and get onto it. Big shout out to Matty McMillan in the chat as well.
Are you sure that's right? The position? Because you're so far up there, I'm trying to work out if it's upside down or not.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is upside down. Remember all the cool kids started at the back.
yeah, we did.
I'm a little soft.
I'm not even hearing anything from here, but I can hear it on the broadcast. So.
Yeah, you won't hear sound in Discord. That's the only problem with that one. Sound is working now. Is that better, Roy? Have I fixed up the Discord issue? I love it when stuff doesn't work when it was working half an hour ago or an hour ago when I turned it all on. But anyway.
It's just a bit off-putting with the delay on the broadcast to Discord, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I put the stream up in Discord so you can watch what we're looking at the moment. But you don't get the noise.
Yeah.
Oh.
The whole team of them that need them, except for one.
Well, I was going to say you need blue pills to race around Bathurst. Shane doing really well here, digging past Lucas. It really is a unique track to race at.
One of those tracks where you've got to push hard to get any time out of it, but you're on the edge of death every minute of the way.
That's absolutely right.
It's interesting to see what was happening at the front because I was 3 postcodes back once, mate, still at this point, so...
Guys still holding you off at the moment, mate?
Where are you, Mr. Hayes? No, you're in the pits at this stage.
I've quit by this point. I've gone home.
Yeah, you've gone home.
But, yeah, at least Di's still in front of you.
And this is one for Fewens and Clark. Have a look at that beautiful Ratu car. Something I've only ever seen in Scops races, but it was great to see in Split 3 last night. Sean had a real crack at it, drove really well. And
Well, you've done better than Split 2 already, because we've already had a safety car.
it's coming.
We're 7, 8, 6.
And of course, Gunther von Nordschleife in the chat saying it's one of the best tracks in the world, apart from the Nordschleife ring.
It's the Nürburgring or the Nordsch.
Oh, he takes it both. He uses it as both, mate. Anything with a ring in it, he's there.
Oh, the tourist farting.
You'll be happy to know, John, that it's 17-11 to 7-5 in favour of the Cats.
Well, lovely. Sorry to my Brisbane fans out there.
I don't think you have any Brisbane fans, mate.
So they'd be blowing hot air, wouldn't they?
Let's jump back around. A bit of a battle here. Got Jonathan Keeley right up, pushing on. So this was the fun part where the quicker guys were starting to catch up to the rest of us. Of course, Bogan Racing's Paul Burns. Yeah.
Actually, I'd pitted by this stage. I had to take a fast repair.
Stephen Murray in the chat saying Hoff's on song again.
Oh, absolutely.
Why didn't those faster guys get a pre-qual lap out in the week that it was able to be done?
Work commitments, various other things. Trying to find it.
Fair enough.
From I believe anyway, 16, 17.
Move over.
8 entries as well, wasn't it?
Marshy's found a wall.
Yes.
Move over, or the cat. What? The cat? I read that bonnet.
Go back to the bonnet. That was Paul Burns.
Gap between the car and the wall.
Move over or the cat gets it, I think.
Cat wheeze, I thought.
There you go. Move over or the cat gets it. Obviously not a Geelong supporter. And Braden O'Loughlin's now under a fair bit of pressure from Sean Slater. And Jason Fewing saying great to see the girls pushing on. So not sure what he's referring to there, but anyway. Have to let us know in the chat, Jace.
Probably referring to Di still being in front of you and we're up to lap number 6.
Ah, okay, yep. Yeah, we also had Anita as well, so it was great to have Di and Anita both in split 3 this week. So two female drivers, which is absolutely fantastic for the league.
Anita's still in the 14 there.
Yep.
Doing well.
Where is she?
14.
Yep, there we go. Representing old mates and sons. And of course, drives side by side with Gary in the same room, I believe.
Yeah. Both Anita and Gary race with us on Saturday nights, and Anita's definitely improving a lot.
Oh, look, a couple of times on track in practice and stuff where I was around where she was doing really well, so I was quite impressed with her, and I've raced with Di for a few years now, and she's quite a good driver, and no, she's really impressive as well. So, you know, these like everyone else is split 3, they're only going to get better with the more race experience and the more time we spend in the car. So, looking forward to seeing how much they improve over the season.
Definitely.
There's Mick Rush getting into the battle here. A bit of pressure from Andrew Johnson. So, we're truly international this season in split 3 with a couple of Kiwis now in the split, as well as Jeff Eddy from the States. This shows how everyone wants to be racing in vets. Rushy getting in the wall here.
Come on. Come on.
Worrell pushing on. They're still very tight up the front though at the moment. There's on lap 7.
With the calibre of drivers in this race, good to see Lucas still up at pointy end.
Yeah, Lucas did really well last night. I was quite happy how he went there. I think might have been a little bit of a hiccup in Hill Corner or Murray's later on, but yeah, he did qualified really well and looked really solid on track. So he's definitely improved a bit and done a bit of work in the off season.
Yeah.
There is Lucas. And they're doing quite well. And yes, Dave Worrell, your paint finally worked, which was good.
Actually thought that he put the wrong paint on.
He had his Opera paint on last night, so it was like, hang on, mate, that doesn't have Kumo on it. Letting the team down, mate. But he's got it sorted, which is good to see for the broadcast.
I don't know about going back to metallics though.
I knew you were going to say that. There is a change.
Last season.
There is some changes coming to our livery over the next couple of months. As WK&P are now the agents for the Eagle karting system, or EKS, out of Italy, which their branding is orange. So trying to work out how we're going to go about changing things and still represent LGK. So some fun coming there. And there's a few close battles still happening. Carl Pickering, he's still chasing down Anita in front of him.
Hopefully she sticks the doors out and makes him work for it.
And Jonathan Keeley having a look in here as well.
Oh.
And Die faces her away.
Is that all? That's how that all happened. Okay.
And Die calling out for the safety car there. Yeah, Stephen Murray in the chat. Yeah, I tried that, Steve. It didn't look too great. So Blake and I are putting our heads together in the next week or two to come up with an alternate stripe, I think. We'll work that one out. So, interesting key moment here to have a look. Paul Burns, myself, and I think Nick Hasler might have gone a little bit earlier. But Burnsy and myself in the pits at the moment, so I might just go to Paul Burns because a little bit of things going to happen here that was of interest. So you kind of nine laps in, that's the magic number to get home. And I'm really surprised no one else pitted, to be honest. I even told Worrell to pit, but he kept going. Steve Murray, my fuel man, saying box, box, box. Absolutely. And I think that was the big thing last night. I was surprised with the pit stop of those numbers. Nick Hasler came in as well. And I think you came in too, didn't you, Brett?
No, I'd been in before that because I took a heap of damage up at coming out of the cutting. Someone was across the track and I belted them. And I limped around for a couple of laps to get into my fuel window, and I took on literally a full tank of fuel and tyres thinking I won't have anything left at the end, but the
Safety car got chained, yeah.
Safety car saved my life, yep.
So what's this all about?
What's this all about? Not reading the regs.
Sorry?
No, it's not a stop and hold. Paul Burns didn't read the regs. And Luke had even explained at the start that with the safety car, when it crosses the stripe, the pit lane exit is closed when the safety car crosses the stripe until the time the train behind the safety car passes the stripe. So passes the pit exit. So Paul got a little bit confused with what was going on, so he just stopped And then after I passed him, he requested confirmation of what was going on. So just to remind everybody, the new regs we've got this year, the safety car, and that is the safety car when it crosses the start-finish or the control line, depending on what the track layout is. The race control will say pit lane exit closed, and then when the train's past the pit lane exit, they'll then announce pit lane exit open.
I think the confusion there might have been because the cars were so far spread out and he wasn't sure where the train was, maybe.
Yeah, but you just got to listen to what race control is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I was also surprised by the guys in front of me, because it said the safety car's coming out waiting to pick up number one. And like there was number one hadn't even gotten past the pit lane, so
He could have gone out, yeah.
yeah, they all could have come in. But anyway.
Was there something that happened last year that made it necessary to even do that change?
Yeah, it was. There were some issues with guys coming out of the pits and merging into the train, and sort of using the ability that they could come out of the pits at a higher speed on various tracks. Hang on, let's click this button here. So there we go, Luke. Coming out of the pits on high-speed tracks where you can come out of the pits quickly, and coming out at 120 k's, and then trying to merge into the train. Yeah, Interlagos, yeah, it's a classic example. Trying to merge into the train, where this method here means that you can't merge into the train. You've got to come onto the end of it if you're in that situation. And it's basically something that's been adopted into the league from the Logitech G Pro series. Yeah, Cat is up by 71 points. Gotta love that.
Dusted.
Off to the big dance. I'll be putting my money, it'll be against Sydney. Hopefully not Collingwood.
Oh, I hope it's Collingwood.
Oh, shut up.
So Geelong can smash them.
Yeah, done with no lose.
Is that cricket or JFL?
They're not bum sniffers like your lot.
I figured it was water polo or something.
Yeah.
Couldn't see you as a bloody rugby league player, Coffee.
Oh yeah, I'd snap like a twig.
Exactly. You make Vargs look like bloody Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I always like.
Huge.
Huge.
I like to make Vargs feel good about himself.
Hey, Mandy's still last round, right?
Yeah, she does.
Lovely lady she is.
And great new looking safety car too that we've got this, which is of course the Quantum Tint Solutions safety car. So of course Quantum Tint Solutions look after all of your car tinting and window tinting needs. Very prominent business. And I highly recommend that you go check out their website, quantumtintsolutions.com.au. And we might just take this moment to chuck in a quick broadcast ad.
The ever-changing weather around the world. Ever-diverse terrain and roads across the world.
Slater, O'Loughlin, Nichols, Burt, Taylor,
Kumo
Johnson,
Tyre
Laurel,
that has
Eddie,
conquered
Rush,
all.
Buckland.
There is no road you cannot go.
Yeah.
Go with Kumho. Kumho Tyre.
Of course, big thank you to Kumo Tyres for getting on board this year and supporting the V8 vets. Really appreciate their support, and of course our other sponsors that we have as well for the season with Quantum Tint Solutions and Parramatta Isuzu Utes as well. Cannot highly recommend a Ute to not go past the Isuzus. They do a fantastic job, fantastic vehicle. I know that we've got 5 of them at work, and they are absolutely awesome. So I can recommend a young fella to go talk to in the market for a ute. So,
Young fella.
It's relative to the crowd that you're in.
Brandon takes off in the safety car. Sean Slater now has control of the field. Of course, we've still got another 19 laps to go here.
See on the chat there, lap 5 was the first time you could pit to get home. That's where split 1 pitted. Oh, I got lucky, guys.
Yeah.
Pure luck.
And split 1, that was an interesting race with the 3 safety cars that really, I think that helped out Scott quite a bit. And a few others.
The SCL safety car is a very hot topic in the chat this week.
Did something not go right? Like split 2 or something had an issue?
Did they?
Did I read somewhere there was like 17 cars involved or something?
That's what I heard.
Gee.
Like Bathurst is one of those tracks. Like I've seen the replay of the block tracking split 2 from last night, and it's one of those tracks. If you get a block track at the cutting coming up the hill,
You're all going in, aren't you? Yep.
Good to see you wrestled the rig off Anil. Good thing Anita wrestled the rig off Gary, or, you know, huge stuff.
Apparently it's a side-by-side setup, a bit like Warboys and Nathan Brown.
Oh, I hope you got the better gear there, Anita.
Big shout out to Anita who's just joined us in the chat as well. You were saying before that it was a fantastic drive that yourself did last night. That made ultra difficult by having all these guys starting at the back as well. Sean doing really well here. Got off the jump on that safety car quite well. Braden's hanging on to it. Shane Nichols just hanging on to the back of these two guys. They've fallen out a bit from Lucas. And we've got a little bit of an incident with Mick Rush, I think. He's had a little bit of a loose moment. There's a few battles about. Brett Taylor giving... Sorry, not Brett Taylor. Andrew Johnson giving the hurry up to... Dave White. And Dave absolutely doing a fantastic job of scraping the paint off the car.
I thought that was you for a second. I was thinking Johnny's at it again.
Welcome back to Split 3, Mr. Hayes. Oh, dearie me.
It's the sandbag if I've ever seen one, Mr. Hayes.
A little bit of smoke
Mate,
in front there.
I didn't even make the race.
He's just boxing because he knows I'm going to be missing 2 rounds.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Let me know if that's better, Jace. I'm kind of running on a bushwhack setup because I've had some issues earlier. Jeez, this is tight here.
They said.
This is Brett Taylor and Shane Nichols. Absolutely having a cracker. There's battles everywhere at the moment. I'll stay on this one. It was tough at this stage. The car was bloody heavy.
Don't you slowing everyone down, Johnny?
No, it's Jeff.
Wake up, Jeff.
Yeah, he probably would be about now.
Oh, at the moment.
Keep watching.
Oh!
I threaded the needle there. I thought I was dead.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, it's one of those ones, you're off that track that little bit. It's not like it's a rejoin because you sort of haven't stopped. You're coming back on the track, so it's kind of a really bit of grey area, but I had no choice really. I was either hit the wall or try and get back on the track, so worked my way back on the track.
Oh.
Brett Taylor still under pressure from Shane Nichols here. And Sean Slater's definitely gone.
So at this point, Sean's still not pitted yet, is he?
No.
Lose plenty of time getting all that fuel in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at this stage. I was leaning back going, oh, okay, I'm just trying to do my numbers here. I think it's Brett, I think it's Paul, I think it's Nick, and I think it's myself, and I think that's it. So it's like, do I really need to be battling with everybody, or do I just carry on? And I sort of was doing about the same pace as Jeff, probably maybe a fraction quicker, and I thought I'll just start sitting there.
So you still got Jeff, Dave, Andrew, Shane, Brett, Lucas, and Sean to pit.
Yep.
You're the first of the cars that's pitted here, do you think?
I'm first of the cars that pitted at this stage because Paul sat there waiting for the pit exit to open. But I knew that Paul was quicker than me. I know Brett's quicker than me. Hasler, I've only really done one race against. I've spent more time sitting in race control in the Pro Series with Hasler than actually racing against him on track. But I figured being the wily person that he's been and the history he's got in iRacing that he probably would be quicker than me. So it was a bit of a suck and see at this stage. And where else we got the batters? Paul Burns was starting to push up on you here, Brett. I could see this happening in the mirrors.
Yep, me and him were stuck together for the rest of the race. I wasn't going to fight him because I just knew he had the pace, you know.
Yeah.
You pause the stream, I need another drink.
If you go quickly, the action's about to start. Shortly.
I'll get my son to get it for me.
You'd think you'd had a bathroom break or something in, wouldn't there?
Oh, I could put a break in and go back to the Kumo ad. So I had the same thought as you here, Brett. I thought I'd just let him go as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just so much quicker, wasn't he? You know, like he banged out that, like he was over a second faster in practice than any of us. And I just knew, like, why fight him? Like, I'm just going to run both our races.
Yeah, and I knew I couldn't battle Jeff with you two behind me. I'm just looking in mirrors here.
Mate, the only thing I thought for 29 laps was don't ruin anyone else's race. That's all I could think of.
Just with the new damage model, the more thought process was just don't damage the car.
Yeah.
Can I pause the stream for a second? Can I do that? No, I can't pause the stream. Pause the stream and get them both synced up. Can't do it.
Nah.
Well, boys, I hate to love you to leave you, but I've got another 5 a.m. start, so I am going to jump ship.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
See you, mate.
Good night. Work tomorrow.
Thanks for dropping in, Mark.
Good to hear that you had a good first round, and hopefully next week's as good as this week's.
Well, the Split 2 driver's going to want to pull something out of their asses if they're going to drive any better.
You're in Split 2 now, are you, Mark?
Yeah, you had a cracker.
Unfortunately.
Oh, congratulations for not sandbagging this season.
I didn't sandbag. I
That's
didn't
what I said.
sandbag.
Congratulations for not sandbagging. That's what I said.
I would be in Split 3 still if the boys at Banter Alliance weren't so soft and pull out.
The big cars keep coming. And of course, the 24.
My pace hasn't changed.
And of course, with the 24 viewers in the chat, if you want to follow along with someone, let us know how you're going, and we'll have a look. As a few of the boys start the pit now, it's Shane Nichols and Andrew Johnson coming to pit.
So it's Greg Dial and not Greg Pavel, is that right?
Greg who?
No. Greg Dial.
Greg Dial. So Nicky got past you here, Brett. I didn't see that happen.
No, because I sort of braked a bit later than you going into the chase, and I thought there's no way I'm taking you out, so I pinched a brake and tried to pull it up so I wouldn't hit you. And I just lost a lot of ground and a bit of confidence. So yeah, I just kind of backed off a little bit to calm my heart rate and get on with it.
Of course, Dave Worrell in the chat's just mentioned that he reckons Paul Byrne stopped the pit lane because some bloke called Gunter was telling him how to go deep into the track.
Go deep into the ring.
Oh, dear me.
It's pretty close, John, when you think it's a big track.
Yeah, absolutely. But see, last season I had quite a few battles with some bloke called Ed Cullen. So that gave me the confidence to fight hard in tight quarters around this track.
Yeah, well, I had my hands full on Thursday night, that's for sure.
You've also graduated Split 2, have you, Ed?
Yes, bro, yeah. Had a ball.
Congratulations.
Didn't graduate, got promoted. No graduation.
Because you're in the top 3.
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
No, the Split 3 boys that advanced, all of them did extremely well, apart from, 3 of them. But the rest of them really dominated that mid-pack, which was awesome.
It was good to see. I know Mick Power had a good night.
Yeah, all of them had a good night.
Yeah, that was really respectful driving. The big pack guys, it was good.
It's just Hoppy's crew. I don't know. They just had bad luck for the last week on this track.
Bad luck, is that what you call it?
I don't know what. You just had a black cat or something. I don't know. 2 races and both of them you couldn't take a break. All of your drivers.
Yeah.
Mind you, Pecky did well. I think he got 4th, didn't he?
Third.
Third, was it?
Yep.
There you go.
And of course, split 2 replay still got to go to air, which I think hopefully will be tomorrow night.
Okay.
Not sure what's happened there tonight.
I reckon we vote John to do it.
Yeah, trying to get me out of the rig even more.
You don't
I'm onto you, Cullen.
you don't spend much time with it anyway, mate. Have you been on your roof yet?
No, that's coming. That's after the race. I don't go on my roof this time. I go. Oh, there goes Nick.
Mate, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, not could I, because he'd been doing the old, I'll shave my face, I'll shave my face, I'll shave my face.
And it just come out of nowhere. I was just, woohoo.
It was an odd spot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was just really unexpected. The car wasn't moving around that much either when it went. It just snapped.
That's right.
Paul's
gone here. He's 3 seconds up the road.
That small damage they were talking about, that damage model.
No, he didn't hit anything. That was the thing. Like, he didn't damage the car. He just backstepped out, locked the brakes, and got control on the grass. And we'll see Nick again.
Hit the grass and cool these tyres down.
Yeah, that's what I reckon too. Might have to ask the race director what he thinks about that one next time I'm sitting in race control with him.
I thought they patched that, John.
Yeah, so did I.
LRA Esports had other races to do, so
Yeah, I
couldn't
think
cover it tonight.
DSL might have been on tonight, I think. So this is where you were coming up behind me, Brett, and I'm thinking, I want a long stint here. Do I try and fight, or do I just put out the yellow-white flag and say, you go past, and hope that you can go play with Paul and slow down?
What you didn't know, I was on an even longer stint.
No, I didn't know that at the time.
Are you still waiting for sponsors for your car there, Brett?
Mate, I'm just running as a privateer. For some reason, it said Crank Esports at the start, but I shut that team down 18 months ago.
Yeah, you need to get into the SDK driver app. Which I think there is some links somewhere on our thread, which I'll throw one up a bit later. Need to get into that. So what you got to do is go into a server and then open up the app, and then you can change all your SDK information.
Back it out.
Keeping each other company by the looks.
Oh, yeah. Keeping the pressure on. This stage I'm looking where Nick is, and I'm looking back where the other boys were, because I know that they've had their stop. Their
Nick
green
just
flag
never
stop.
came back.
What's that?
Nick just never came back.
Oh, he did to me. I have a little incident. I have a couple of little minor moments.
Yeah, I thought he had done damage. I didn't think he hit anything either. I thought he had done damage because he just didn't catch back up to us like I thought he would.
Yeah. Yeah, I might quickly jump back. Braden O'Loughlin in a tight tussle with Dave Worrell. It's always good fun being side by side through the chase. It was a good setup too. Like, the car really pulled up well down the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah, it was a good setup.
Oh yeah, you could really brake late and smash it. Yeah, it was good, really good.
Once you found a bias that worked.
Yeah. And then I was sort of changing bias between the top and the bottom of the mountain too, which sort of really dialed it in nicely.
It's always it's a good setup when you can sort of start attacking Griffin's Bend.
Yeah.
You can, because it's such a raised edge through there. Not crashing it, but just getting on the power really and getting it on the exit.
Oh,
but if you notice, not many guys lost it on the exit.
No, that's right. And you sort of go back and watch things like Scops and other races like that, and you see a lot of guys do drop it there.
Yeah. So that's how good the setup was.
So I'd let you pass here, Brett, because my game plan now is I'll let Brett pass and you go tackle Paul and hopefully slow him down.
Is that what it was? Because I'm thinking, gee, that was easy. I thought you'd fight a bit harder than that.
No, I was looking and thinking I've still got 10 laps to go, and I know what Bathurst is like when the fuel load gets light and the tyres are old. So I just thought I'll just treat this like a 1,000 and I'll just do my stint.
I thought Paul was playing with us because he'd pull away a couple of seconds, drop back, pull away, drop back, pull away. I don't know what was going on, to be honest.
Oh, me neither.
Because by this stage I had no tyres left, so...
Yeah, I thought that might have been the story.
Yeah, I had nothing.
Hazy, I got a bone to pick with you. I was looking for you.
It's Iron Split 2.
Yeah, on Thursday night, and I go, where the bloody hell is he?
Lucas brought a motor. There we go. That's what happened to Lucas.
No, I've moved back down to Split 3
Yeah, okay.
to race with Johnny, and then he made my sound cut out like he did earlier in the broadcast. Yeah.
He knew I needed
to race without sound.
He knew that with Faz and you going up, Ed, that I needed a nemesis, so he came back.
Yeah.
I guess he was sitting side by side with me on the grid. Faz. I said, I'm following Faz. He did really well, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he got a X3 race.
Well, that's bloody good going. It's impressive.
At Bathurst with 30 odd time. Yeah, that's really good. Actually, that might have been the Peter V actually got it next too.
Yeah. Laurel on the grass, what are you doing?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
How did they all get away with that?
Yeah.
Because Gunther was in the car.
There's some skillage.
That's Dave. You can't say that.
That was pretty good. And look, they're still side by side.
Did anyone actually hear Johnny on the radio last night? Sure it wasn't one of the McMillans at his place?
What do you mean?
He's still up in that top 3 position. Johnny didn't have a visitor last night, did they? Did he?
No, Blake was in Melbourne.
A little bit of competition going on here. But did you make some comments about getting your car stuck in the wall on the chat?
Yeah, I did, but I'll show that at the end. It was after the race.
Okay. After the race. Because that's what I was expecting to see, you know.
Oh, that's what you've come to see my carnage. Great, Ed. Love it.
No, I looked at the results and I went, bastard lied.
We've got any other battles on track. So Phil Marsh sitting in 16th. Jeff Eddy's up 11 spots in 11th, so he's doing really well. And who else is doing really well? Dave Worrell's up 17 spots, of course. Brett Douglas is up 17 spots. Paul Burns up 15 spots. Of course, these boys all started at the back, so did Hasler.
Guy and Anita have recovered a little bit again to get back up into 13 and 14.
Yeah, both still on the lead lap, which is fantastic.
Yeah, they did really well. I was really impressed. And they're very present when cars are around them. I was very impressed with a lot of the slower guys and girls.
Yeah, no, they all did very well. And like most Bathurst, the field's all sort of fairly well spread apart at the moment. The only real battle was sort of got Brett Taylor keeping the pressure on Dave Worrell. This is the battle for 8th and 9th. It's always a worry when Dave Worrell's retracted a message in the chat.
But your comments earlier, Brett, about Bathurst, about, keeping the pace up.
Yeah.
But, like you said, just hanging on by your fingernails, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. It's so true, isn't it, Ed? Like, you know, I mean, I haven't driven this car for 18 months. So when I saw Bathurst was the first round, I nearly needed a hospital trip, to be honest with you. It scared the hell out of me.
Two seasons ago, so that's what, 6 months ago, I hadn't done iRacing in 9 years, and that was my first race.
Yeah, we.
Oh, really?
It's not the first time we've done Bathurst first.
And yeah, I was never good in the V8 supercar, that's for sure. You know, and yeah, it was an induction of. I think first corner at Griffin's, I just slowed down. I qualified up the back, just and someone come. I left the gap open that big that someone come in there and put me into the wall. You know, that was my initiation to the vet.
Lovely.
Taking it too easy.
Did that the wrong way around, didn't I?
So Nick's starting to catch up onto myself at the moment.
Those quick drivers earlier on, are they, John?
No, these are the guys. Nick, Brett, and Paul all started rear of grid. But Nick's the last of the guys that pitted under the safety car.
Oh, okay.
So, John, is this where we get to see some excitement, is it?
Not really, not too much.
Oh, okay. It's just what you said earlier. When he caught you, you'll see it later. I thought, something must happen.
No, not too much. Just looking at my lap numbers now on my list, but yeah, no, not too much more happened.
A very similar outcome to the first race last season, mate. You got a third podium.
Yeah. I was just thinking
What is
that.
it? Yeah, you're the first race hero or something, are you? Or...
I just don't know what happened last night. Like I said earlier, I had to go to Melbourne with work to pick up some stuff and drop some stuff off, and so I literally been in the car for 10 hours, and then sort of got home at 7 o'clock, jumped straight in the rig and went, okay, it's time to now do this.
Wow.
Well, alright.
It's just, Dave Worrell's just written in, it's a track where you have to be so smooth, you stuff one corner across the top, it stuffs your complete run across the top. If you stuff the elbow, you lose so much top end speed.
Yeah.
Right.
Couldn't agree more.
That comes from a Bathurst 6-hour winner, so.
Yeah.
It
Spot.
throws you, it really does if you bugger a corner, it throws your timing, you know, like I drive with a lot of timing and
The whole
it's hard to
rhythm.
bring it, yeah, it's hard to bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely a track where you just got to find the rhythm and just stick to it. You know, I've been lucky enough to do a couple of 1000s with Richie Barella, and you know, I just say to Richie, my job is the number 2, is just not to bend it. So I literally turn off the lap times and don't even look at times, and just my job is just not to hit a wall.
You have the pit strategy available there.
What was that, Farks?
You have the pit strategy available.
I can bring out the pit list, yeah. There you go. There you can see Burns was lap 8, Douglas was lap 5, myself was lap 8, and then Nichols and Slater behind me were lap 15, so they did the...
Oh, so Nick's got the fresher tyres here.
Yeah. So Shane at the moment, yeah, he was sitting back. I think I was watching it about this stage. He was a good 27, 30 seconds behind, so I wasn't too stressed about where Shane was at the moment. I just knew I could, as long as I didn't make a major stuff up, would be okay.
So Brett, what lap did you pit early on?
5.
Second or? Oh,
I pitted on lap 5. I had too much damage. I was lucky to hit 250 down Conrod. I lost all my speed, everything, and I knew I couldn't keep going at that sort of speed, so I figured I'll just limp around until a pit window opens, and crew chief said my window was open, so I went in. I had no choice.
So that left you with 24
laps.
Oh, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah, I full tank of fuel. I think it was like 118 litres and new tyres, and I figured, oh well, if I don't finish, I don't finish. I just have to try.
Yeah, I think I was good for 22. That was about it.
Yeah.
It was a big risk. The safety car definitely saved you.
Oh yeah, before the safety car, I was thinking I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. But yeah, I was actually clutching.
Oh, you were clutching?
Yeah, I was just clutching around to try and just save every mil I could.
Right.
Absolutely.
So even at this stage, did you know you had enough, or?
Well, once we restarted, I thought I need a couple of laps for the fuel burn to work itself out, and then it kept saying, it's going to be marginal, it's going to be marginal, and I'm thinking, oh God, you know, so yeah.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Yeah, I'll keep the suspense going.
Yeah, we don't know the outcome. No, just fantastic, because, you know, you were in the wars there, and now you're in second spot.
Yeah, it was a bad start.
Big shout out to Ben Anthony, who's jumped in the chat as well, and Steve Murray just saying that Diane did well. She's already had 2 pit stops to be in 13th, so it is she did really well. And apparently, Lyle Caesar said that you can only do about 21 laps, but apparently Gamble did 24 laps last night in split 1, so my calculations had 21 laps was pretty safe.
What's your record, Hoppy?
23.
Yeah, well, with the safety cars on it, you save about 2.5 litres under a safety car for a lap if you're clutching. So
yep. Yeah, per lap down to 2.5 litres a lap.
Yeah, I did. I did a private session on a tank, and I got 25.5 laps.
That's impressive.
But it was nowhere near that last night. Yeah.
I should go onto VRS and have a look and see what was left in it at the end.
Wouldn't have been much.
No, I'm curious now, you know.
You just let the cat out of the bag now, Brett.
You don't know whether I actually finished, though, do you?
So Burnsy here, he's definitely not going to let the cat out. You know, got to be careful talking about cats, because if you don't let him pass, the cat gets it.
Kicks the cat.
Right, forgot about that. That poor cat.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be a co-driver on last Sunday's great event, and yeah, with 5 to go, we had to fuel save. And you think, geez, after 161 laps, we got a fuel save for the last 5. You know.
Yeah, so I was doing a bit of spotting on that one, Ed. I did see you were struggling.
Yeah, just the last 5, we just had to.
Same thing happened when we were doing the 12-hour round Daytona, and then we realised, you can change the fuel mapping on the car so you save fuel. So we did that, but you can't do it with this car, unfortunately.
Nah.
Yeah. But you can roll it around, and like you said, clutch it. And I think Dave Garbo, he was coming off halfway down the hill, and letting it go through the chase.
Who else we got? Everyone's pretty well spread out at the moment. Hasler's still a second up the road from me. Jeff Eddy's trying to hunt down Andrew Johnson in front of him. I think he's a fair way in front still, so he might just still sit on Paul. Something exciting is going to happen eventually.
Will it, though?
I don't know, Brett.
There might be a boring old finish. He was just getting away from me. He was playing with me. He was toying with me, I'm sure of it.
Just saving a bit of fuel, just... Go, nah, I've made this. See ya.
Still an onboard footage. Don't even going to giving us the lap, but it's always nice going down Conrod.
Very nicely done.
Yep.
Very smooth, isn't he?
Yeah, hit all the marks.
Yeah.
Kingdom come now, weather.
Of course, the Bogan Racing boys popped up at East Coast last season. And, yeah, a good bunch of blokes. They raced really well. It was good to see them. That's nice to see Paul drop into vets. Of course, a few big names in vets this year. We've got Mr. SSR, Jordan Ross, as race control in Split 1. And I noticed Michael Whiting was doing some race control as well from Fishy Motorsport. So, some of the big...
Vets, or East Coast?
For vets. So, some of the big teams, managers dropping into vets and doing race control. It was a little bit interesting.
We got Jordan and Brenton doing
Split 1.
Yeah.
Someone calling them a grandmother, but that's all right. I think there's someone who said that the Split 1 drivers were talking to them like they're a granny.
What would you mean, very respectful?
No, I think just didn't shut up. Anyway, we'll come back to that one.
So what are you up to, Bart?
Nothing. Watching.
Okay. Having a well-earned rest.
Yeah, take it easy.
You've been going pretty hardcore for the last 5, haven't you?
I'd say I'll be practicing scops more, but I'm not really doing that until the day, so I should be pulling my finger out and doing a lot more practice. Not a lot of motivation at the moment, but I'll find it one day.
Oh, Vargs, Mandy says hello. There's your motivation.
Hi, Mandy.
Just makes it look too easy, doesn't he, Brett?
Mate, I got to tell you, I felt like a bloody one-arm bricklayer in my car. So I'm watching him very, very, very carefully to see what he does that I don't.
So Worrell keeping the pressure on Brett Taylor still. These two had a great little battle. And these are about the only two guys that are close on track. So I'm about 20 seconds ahead of Shane Niggle at this stage. Barks?
So Nichols has still got a chance?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's funny, John, going into the next split. You know everyone around you, you know your gaps, and
Yeah.
and then in split 2, when you're in the mid-pack there, it's just people everywhere, and you just head down, bum up, trying to concentrate. You don't look at the scenery or anything like that. It's just eyes front and foot to the floor, you know.
Yeah, it's the next level.
Oh man, it's so different. Wow. And Robin's racing, you get cracked and pushed and shoved. You just keep going. Yeah, a lot more friendlier, I know that.
Split 3, yeah.
Oh, split 2. No, I meant split 2, they're a lot more friendly. They're like touchy in that one.
And there she blows!
Oh,
Oh, gee, I don't remember that happening.
Oh, what happened, Paul?
what?
Oh.
She don't go.
Man, I got to tell you, man, I was so gutted for him, mate.
So was I.
Well,
I
I heard the rumor he got a podium.
Yeah.
What the hell? He's still not moving.
No, and he won't.
Pop the engine. She ain't going nowhere.
Yep, blew the motor.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. On lap 28.
Yep.
Wow.
So if you can picture me in that car, I'm still just in utter shock. I still don't know what happened.
So, Brett, you must have been just about last on lap 5.
Yeah, I was last, yeah.
Yeah. Did you buy some lotto tickets today? And yes,
Mate, no, look, to be honest with you, I do a lot of endurance, like NEC and all the 24s and that stuff like that. I think the endurance racing's what helps me with this.
yeah, just keep a level head.
Keep a level head, keep it smooth, and just try to be consistent instead of fast. That's, you know, that's all I can put it down to be honest with you.
That's the key. I think a lot of people forget. No, like last time was a bit shorter. I think it was 180 instead of 250. But I think a lot of people forget that these vets races are still a reasonable distance.
Yep.
You know, and you can't win it in the first 10 laps.
No, not at all. But everyone does their short officials all the time, and that's how they race. And you're not going to be successful doing that, you know.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, as you know, Hoppy, I logged on at 8 o'clock Sunday morning and logged off at 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I think I was about the same.
Yeah, that's a long day in the office, isn't it? But I didn't feel, like flustered, like I wasn't physically done or anything like that. It's just that's the day. It's a 6-hour race.
Yeah, with our situation, it was, 110%, and, virtually start to finish. So I woke up on the Monday with a wobbly left leg and sore arms. Yeah, didn't want to go to work, but got to keep the bills paid.
There you go, Brett. Wow, congratulations, man.
Brett.
Yeah, thanks, Tommy, thanks. I will be honest though, I didn't want to win it like that. Paul should have won it. You know what I mean? But anyway, you got to finish. So,
mate, in this competition, you take them when you can.
Yeah, look, absolutely, and to come from rear grid as well, that's where I got my satisfaction out of it. But I can't say enough how bad I felt for Paul. It was just cruel. So,
absolutely.
That in-car shot you showed, John, him at the end of the chase, I did see him hitting a rev lever going into the braking zone. It was flashing red a few times. I don't know if anyone else noticed that.
Yeah. Look, I saw the motor go long before he got towards the apex there, so I don't know what happened.
Nah, same here. I was a bit
confused.
Yeah, I'd really need to go and analyse his telemetry and his onboard to see exactly how he popped it. But
I think if people are shifting down that tiny bit too early without braking too much, and you keep doing the same thing over and over again, eventually it's gonna bear more and more and more, and eventually just shit itself.
Yeah,
it was cruel, but anyway.
It just happened to Jamie quite a bit, and then he's learned from it, and he brakes a bit more before he shifts again now. He's touch wood, seems to have a lot more luck.
Yeah, I was thinking at the time that Paul should probably go have a chat to Jamie, because it sort of had that Jamie feel to it. Carl Pickering getting home in his first race as well, which was good to see.
Top 15 in his first race. That's impressive.
Don't tell me, John.
What?
Hang on. Oh, what?
Only Warren knows what I've said at this stage.
You just let someone pass.
It's all right. You'll see it, Ed.
If Carl's any relation to Warren Pickering.
No idea, mate.
Surely he's not.
Oh, you haven't run out of fuel, have
No,
you?
no, I just stopped.
He's getting ready for the jump.
You've gone over the start-finish line.
Congrats on the podium too, John.
Yeah, that's what I was referring
Thanks, Brett.
to, you bastard.
So, Brett, anything you want to say, mate? As the race winner, anyone you want to thank, or?
Oh, look, just everybody. Like, everyone was great out there on the track. All the sponsors, Kumo, Quantum Tinning, those guys for supporting the series. The admin, everybody, like, yeah, just it was really good to come back. I've missed it, and no, I've yeah, good to be back and good to be racing with everyone again.
It's good to have you back, mate.
Amen.
It sounds like you've never left.
Well, I'm changing my name to Bradbury after last night, right?
Actually, our first Bathurst race, well, my first Bathurst race, that was a similar thing happened, but it happened on lap 1. The front 2 blokes took him out, and the bloke in third come through, and he won the race, and he called himself Bradbury. He still does 2 seasons later.
Well, this was genuinely a last lap win, so...
Yeah, no, his was the first lap win. The 2 quick guys took themselves out.
Here you go, Ed. This is just for you.
Yeah. I haven't done it yet.
At least I get to qualify next week, fellas.
You haven't done the jump yet?
Well, I did, but I tried
Are you
to...
even Australian?
Like...
Oh, that was shit. That was so shit.
Like, when I was doing, like, I didn't want to hit the... I didn't think you hit the wall. I didn't realise you jumped over the top of the bloody wall.
If you aim for the bloody top of the bloody mount, oh, John did, he aimed for the bottom of the mount, I think.
So,
well played.
Mr. I Racing, please explain.
I was thinking, he doesn't look like he's going to make it here, and then douche.
Is that what you call post-race?
Oh, no, what that one?
Yeah, it was post-race. Definitely after the race. This is lap 30 or 29.
Turned into a post.
Who won? Who? Oh, Diane. Oh, Diane beat Anita. Only just.
When they come up? No, they don't. We're on a replay, so I can't even do that. Go back to the race. Yeah, Diane beat Anita, only just. So they both finished, which was fantastic. It was really good. Like, everyone was quite balanced, and considering how tough the track was, and yeah, I really just got to say it was great to see so many new faces in Split 3, and Split 3 just carry on with the same sort of vibe we've had over the last 2 or 3 seasons. So,
Mick, you must have been worn out. You did 19 laps before you retired.
Who's that?
Mick.
Mick, yeah, Mick did 13 laps. He did all right. Mick was there. It was good to see Mick back as well.
It did 19.
I got 13 on SDK, but anyway.
It was 10 laps out.
Yeah, so John,
yeah,
Split 3 was fairly gutted from last season, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a fairly new-looking bunch. I sort of lost Faz and lost you and Mick Power.
At least, what,
Bernie?
8, 9 maybe?
Yeah.
8, 9?
Yeah, a bit of a change of guard, but
Yeah.
I think the new boys will all fit in quite well, and I think they're all going to drive in the same respectful way that we've been doing for a while. So, really looking forward to next week when we rock up to Watkin Glen.
Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yeah, you can crack that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be a good track, especially the boot. And on that note, I might let everybody say their farewell, and we'll kick this off, and might be time for another beverage and carry on.
Haven't you had enough already?
No.
Either way, it was nice to catch up today, too.
It was nice. We sort of had a bit of a vets, or we were on to catch up this afternoon after work. So it was finally nice to meet the Hoff and catch up with a few of the WK&P boys. So yeah, it was nice to meet you too, mate. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, we'll flick to the Kumo ad, and we will see everybody next week. So big thanks to everybody who's in the chat. We've got Hoffy, we've got Brett Douglas, Ed Cullen, Mark Horton, Hazy, Phil Marsh, and Vargs. So thanks, boys, and we'll see everybody again next week.
See you, mate.
Will do. Have a good weekend, fellas.
Yeah.
Thanks, John, for putting it on. Appreciate it.
No worries, boys.
Catch up.
The ever-changing weather around the world. Ever-diverse terrain and roads across the world. With Kumo Tire that has conquered all. There is no road you cannot go. Go with Kumho. Kumho Tire.